Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is the Wonder Kid. A warm welcome to this video, guys. Today's video I'm going to be talking about what makes a great trader great, okay? And in today's video, I think this is more aimed at the early traders, not the more seasoned traders. This is probably more for those individuals that are very early to the game. And I want you guys to know the whole aim of this video is talking about focusing on the quality versus focusing on the money. Because the common pitfalls are that when you start to enter trading, it becomes a lot about money. You think, oh my God, okay, I can enter a position here, I can watch it go up and go down, hopefully ends in profit. And we tend to forget that trading is a skill and you need to be able to take time to actually put the time in and literally become a very, very good expert at the skill. You need to be a very, very good and talented individual at it, because it's just like all things in life. If you're going to learn to skip a rope, for example, when you start off, you're going to be whipping yourselves many times, you're going to be not being able to do the moves, you're going to be struggling. But the more you persevere, the more you start to realize that trading is not consciously straight in the mind about the money. It's about how you read the chart. It's about what you believe will happen next. And of course, it is all down to putting in the work yourself, okay? Now, one of the things I do want to mention is that, you know, over time, a lot of traders have different individual journeys about how they become consistently profitable. Some take many, many years, some take months. It can absolutely vary depending on how much effort you put in, okay? Now, for me, myself, I do know relative to like my community, some individuals do take longer than others, but of course people are in their full-time jobs, people do have other commitments. For me, I'm lucky enough to not have many commitments, and therefore I can really go as hard as I can with trading. But again, the one thing that you have to realize, guys, is that you have to focus on the quality as an individual yourself, okay? Now what I mean by this is that put the time into backtest, put the time in to spend the time with your charts. And eventually, I remember when I first started trading myself, is that when I started looking at the charts, I was like, I don't want to backtest. I don't want to go through all this historical data and be analyzing this and that. I just want to get into live trading. I've done baby pips. I know how to trade. Like it, you know, it doesn't work like that. It's kind of just like saying, okay, hey, I'll show you how to skip a rope. This is how you do the move. This is exactly how you do it. But when I give you the rope and you start to skip, like, even though I've told you exactly what to do, you haven't been able to do it. And of course, the only reason for that is that you need to put the time in to practice the skill of trading, to practice the art of reading pure price action and becoming the asset yourself. And of course, that takes time. For me, it is taking time. I'm still like learning more and more things. Even for example, my mentor's been in the trading game for 14 years. He's still coming up to us and saying, hey, he's still learning more and more about price action, right? And this is what it's all about. It's about understanding that you can never be perfect, but it's about realizing the best trader in the world is not the perfect price action reader, nor it is the person that is, develops or basically performs and gets the best percentage in and out every month. But essentially the best trader is the best trader in the world is essentially defined as the individual that continuously improves himself. And I really want you guys to hone that in. So, you know, for those of you that have subscribed to my channel, of course, continuously watch some of my videos, or if you haven't joined a community, join a community. But essentially, try to understand that the trading game, if you want the money, if you want the cash, if you want the financial freedom and the freedom of time and all the other jazz that comes with it, you really have to focus on spending time with your charts, making love to them, as I call it, and just getting accustomed to it. For me, like I said, you know, it took me a little while to actually just be like, hey, I actually do want to look at the charts. You eventually start to fall in love with it. To me, like now, looking at the charts, I really enjoy it. I try to understand what will happen next based on prior price action, and it becomes quite enjoyable. But for me at the time, I remember I didn't want to do it at all. Like, it was just like, this is a new thing to me, it's a chore. But again, you know, so one of the things I do want you guys to realize is that, of course, it can seem overwhelming at first. So rather than taking on a massive task saying, okay, I need to backtest 3 years, just in your mind say, hey, you know what, tonight I'm just going to spend 5 minutes just looking at a chart completely naked, completely without any indicators, and just going to read it. Just spend time 5 minutes reading it, and you'll realize what that will do is that that's your first step to taking that habit on. And then the next day you may do 10 minutes, then the next day you might do half an hour, then the day after you might do an hour, and before you know it, you actually become really comfortable at looking at the charts, okay? So for us, no matter what, you know, no matter what stage of the trading journey you're on, it is all about the process. It's about becoming quality, okay? And I'm going to probably just end this quick little video on one of these little clips I watched on Instagram of someone in an interview, and he was asked, what is, like, let's say 3 sentences or 3 kind of point statements to becoming the best you can be, or achieving your dreams, becoming successful in life, okay? And I think it will be great if I share this with you guys. So number 1, he said, in life, you don't get what you want, you get what you are, okay? So that is the statement itself. And when you just think about that, that's exactly what I said. If you get what you are, if you focus on price action, you focus on reading the charts, spending time with the charts, the more you focus on becoming a quality individual, the more that will be reciprocated to you in the form of either financial freedom or in the form of, you know, people coming up to you and smiling. You essentially are able to live a more consistently happier life, okay? So remember that. You don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. So develop what you are. Don't just think about all the time what you want. The more you focus on the process and improve what you are, then the better an individual you'll be, and you will be that will be reflected in the results in the long term. Keep going. That's what it's about. Number 2, the second point he mentioned was focus on OQP, only quality people, okay? Now remember, one of the big things that I've realized is that your environment and the people around you have a strong influence on your mindset and the decisions you make. And you might think that's not true, but it is very, very true. In the end, when I realized that society is about, most of the time it's about people pleasing. We do have this kind of we lack this ability most times to actually say no to something, or to say, hey, I've got this on my priority list, I need to do this before I go and spend time with you, you know? And for that, you need to understand is that you got to ask yourself, are the people that you're surrounding with helping you to achieve your goals or helping you to become the best you can be? Because if they're not, then you have to really consider how you limit your time with them, because and I know that sounds crude, but it's the truth. Like, think about it. Think about some of the decisions you've made. Like, think about, did they come from over time, your environmental factors, the people around you? For example, were you in a friends group that like to party all the time? And if you were, did you go and party with them? You probably did, right? It is just how it works. And there's no fault that anyone's at their own, but it's essentially saying, hey, you really got to understand that one of the things that is very key to life is the people around you. So try and find the people that are more aligned with your goals and try and spend a bit more time with them rather than the people that are not aligned with your goals. And that's not a bad thing. Of course, keep them as friends, but of course, this is all about becoming the best you can be. So this is what I mean by only quality people. Focus on the people that are quality, because that will help you to become quality in return, okay? And number 3, the last statement was, be careful when you open your mouth, because then you tell the world who you really are, okay? Now, this is, of course, a statement to do with speech. Now, when it comes to do with talking and when you're, of course, in social environments and you're speaking to others, okay? Be very, very careful what you say and how you say it. And this takes a little bit of practice. I remember back in the day, like, I didn't really have much of a filter. I would just say whatever, whenever. But you know, of course, as time progresses, I know that I start to understand what kind of circle I'm around and what I should be saying. And it's not as, how can I put it? It's not as, it doesn't have to be as, hey, I need to watch every single thing that I'm saying all the time. It may seem like that at first, but of course, over time, it becomes practice, then it becomes second nature, and you start to realize, hey, you know what? Okay, I can appreciate everyone around me for who they are, but of course, I know my goals, but at the same time, hey, I want to enjoy my time around them when I've allocated that time with them. So what I mean by this is that, you know, when you're opening your mouth and you're speaking, you know, always try and be positive at the very least. And the more you're able to speak positively with the people around you, no matter how different people around you are, because believe me, you are unique. There is no two people the same. You're going to be around many, many different people. I know I am. Just be as positive as you can and output that, because the more you output positivity, the more it will reflect to you in return. You will get it back in return. Kind of like karma, it will happen like that. So remember, like I said, the third point is be careful when you open your mouth, because then you reveal to the world who you really are, okay? So practice on being positive and giving that positive output to people, and you will see it reflected in return. But again, like I say, those were just 3 points that I wanted to cover, that I came across a clip on Instagram, and I thought that was a great 3 points to share. But like I said, the point of this video is to focus on the quality, not on the money. Focus on developing yourself to be the best trader you can be. Those traders that are consistently profitable have put in the hours and hours and hours of work with the charts, with the fundamentals, with whatever they want, because they've really believed in it. And in return, they've been reciprocated with the percentages and with the financial freedom in return. But of course, it never was there without the process of becoming quality day in, day out, okay? Now for me, like I say, for me, one of the things is, if you guys want a little idea of some of the processes I do, for example, I like to read, I like to exercise a lot. I spent a lot of time on my charts, not only back testing, but doing what we like to call naked charting, just drawing around on them, and also watching some recaps, watching some other individuals trade, watching my mental trade and seeing his kind of mindset. You know, this is all part of the training. And of course, you know, meditation does help. Of course, when you start to manage larger funds and you become a more consistently profitable trader, you will need to start to meditate, because of course you need to be able to come to neutral as quickly as you can when it comes to winning streaks and losing streaks. You need to be able to center yourself, okay? And that is very, very important. So that's just a few of the things I do. So remember, develop the techniques in your daily lifestyle to become the best individual you can be, to become quality, and I promise you, life in return will give you everything you want. But again, that is the point of this video, guys. Focus on the quality, not on the money. And if you guys had any comments about this video, please feel free to write it down in the comment section below. But for now, guys, have a fantastic trading week. Keep smashing the game, keep becoming the best you can be as a trader. Don't ever worry about losses, don't ever worry about anything. Just remember, as long as you're putting in the effort, consistent effort is what will help you to become the best, okay? I promise you that. Hope you have a fantastic trading week. Take care and peace.